Breaking news from Venezuela, President Nicolas Maduro has lashed out after a dramatic move by the United States. Just hours ago, President Donald Trump declared a total blockade on all sanctioned oil tankers entering or leaving Venezuela. Maduro didn't mince words, calling the order a grotesque threat and accusing Trump of trying to seize the country's natural wealth. Last week, tensions spiked further when the US seized an oil tanker just off Venezuela's coast. Since then, Washington's ramped up its military presence, with more ships and aircraft patrolling both the Caribbean and the Pacific. Officially, it's all part of a crackdown on drug smuggling, but the timing is clear. This is pressure, pure and simple. Now, here's what's at stake. Venezuela sits on the world's largest proven oil reserves. The US is its second biggest customer after China. Maduro's government is furious, accusing the US of imperial ambitions. He told the nation imperialism and the Nazi fascist right wing want to colonize Venezuela to take our wealth, oil, gas, gold, iron, aluminium and more. We have sworn to defend our homeland, and in Venezuela, peace will prevail. His words, not mine. Meanwhile, the diplomatic fallout's already intense. Venezuela has lodged a formal complaint with the UN Security Council, saying the seizure of its tanker was a violation of sovereignty. The vessel, they say, was part of the state oil ministry fleet, making the US move a direct challenge to their authority. So, what's the reality? The US has a list, dozens of Venezuelan oil tankers under sanctions. Trump's order threatens to impound any that try to move from port to port. But here's the thing, there's little detail on how this would actually work. The announcement came via Trump's own social media. No official government rollout, no details on enforcement, especially for the Pacific routes. Sure, the USS Gerald Ford, the world's biggest aircraft carrier, is now stationed in the Caribbean. But what about the Pacific? We just don't know. And then, there's the bigger picture. Less than 10% of Venezuela's oil goes to the US. Most of it heads to China. So, if the blockade tightens, what happens to US-China relations? Will Beijing challenge the embargo? This is about far more than just oil. It's a potential flashpoint between global powers. One more twist. In that same social media blast, Trump labeled the Maduro regime a foreign terrorist organization. In the US, that's a big deal. Usually it means sweeping sanctions, frozen assets, travel bans. But typically it comes after a long formal review, and there's no sign that's happened here. So, we're left with questions. Lots of them. Is this a turning point in US-Venezuela relations? Could it drag in China? Or even trigger a bigger conflict? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, the world is watching very closely. Don't miss out. Subscribe for reliable news and expert insight. Like, share, and stay ahead.